It is my privilege, in lieu of the mayor or the deputy mayor attending tonight, to call to order this meeting of the Aberdeen City Council. We will start with roll call, please. Jordan.
Please respond by stating present. Councilmember Foberg,
Present.
Liebelt,
Present.
Ward,
Present.
Johnson, Langer,
Present.
Norvstrup,
Present.
Mayor Shoneman, Councilmember Ronayne.
Present. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Us rolling up really made a difference.
First item would be consideration of the agenda that has been provided to us. Unless anybody has additions or corrections, we would entertain a motion to approve that agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion Ward, second by Novstrup to approve the agenda. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion does carry. We would then move on to approval of the minutes of our April 21, 2025 meeting, and I would draw everyone's attention to the message that we received shortly before the meeting from the Finance Department indicating that there was a modification to the minutes, and that would be the deletion of references to Justin Reinbold as having attended. And so with that correction, we would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion Liebelt, second by Ward, to approve the minutes with that correction. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. No one has signed up for open forum, which brings us down to the consent calendar. Routine city business, which takes up a full page of our agenda. We would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Motion to approve.
Motion Foberg, seconded by Novstrup, to approve the consent calendar. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion does carry. Brings us to old business, and the first item of old business is the possible second reading and adoption of ordinance 250403, supplementing the 2025 budget for various parks, recreation, and forestry department activities. We would call on the finance officer, Jordan McQuillan. Any changes?
There are no changes to the ordinance and staff recommends approval.
It passed the first reading. Unless anyone has anything to contribute on this, we would entertain a motion to approve the second reading and final adoption.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion Ward, second by Liebelt. Is there any discussion? If not, roll call, please, Jordan.
Councilmember Foberg,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Norvstrup,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye, motion does carry. Next item would be possible second reading and final adoption of ordinance 250404, supplementing the 2025 budget for various unanticipated projects, activities, and expenditures. Any changes on this matter, Jordan?
There are no changes and staff recommends approval.
And we would entertain a motion to do just that.
So moved. To approve.
Second.
Motion by Novstrup, second by Langer, to approve the second reading and final adoption. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Norvstrup,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Ward,
Abstain.
Councilmember Liebelt,
Aye.
Foberg,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye. Motion does carry. We move on to second reading of ordinance 250405, which is an ordinance relating to sales tax revenue bond series 2025A, authorizing the issuance and making provisions for their payment. Jordan, how about this matter? Any changes?
There are no changes. I would clarify that the commitment will be not 50% of our revenue, but 50% of our sales tax revenue. That's the metric used in the graphics. The newspaper referenced it would be 50% of our revenues, but it's only 50% of the special sales tax revenues. That's the benchmark we use for kind of the debt limitation. With that, staff recommends approval of second reading.
Do you have anything, Robin? Nothing to add. We would entertain a motion to approve the second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Liebelt, second by Ward, to approve the second reading and adoption. Any discussion from council? Roll call, please, Jordan.
Councilmember Foberg,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Norvstrup,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye. That motion carries. The next item is the possible second reading and adoption of ordinance 250401, a petition to rezone from A1 to R2 property at 510, 1602, 1610, 25th Avenue Northeast, an area west of Baird Park. We would call on the Community Development Director, Ken Hubbard.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I have no changes to report from first reading. Staff recommends approval.
We would entertain a motion to approve this ordinance.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Novstrup, seconded by Fulberg. Any discussion from the council? Roll call, please. Jordan.
Councilmember Norvstrup,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Foberg,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye. That motion does carry. Bringing us to the possible second reading and adoption of ordinance 250402, a petition to rezone from I-2 to C2 property located at 105 and 111 Brown County 19 South, an area that is approximately a quarter of a mile south of 3M. Ken, how about on this matter? Any changes?
Again, no changes from first reading. Staff recommends approval.
We would entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Novstrup, seconded by Ward. Any discussion?
Mr. Deputy Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you just clarify, Ken, that this is, so those two other buildings that are just to the south of this, it'll be zoned the same as those, and it'll be similar types of buildings that are going up?
That is the intent. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else, anyone? Jordan?
Councilmember Foberg,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Norvstrup,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye, motion does carry. This brings us to a public hearing and possible approval of the transfer of 3 separate alcohol licenses from Kessler's Inc. to Coburn's Inc., doing business as Kessler's. The first is a package off-sale liquor license, PL 4417, which would be moved in the manner I just described. The second is a wine and cider license, RW 19541, again transferring from Kessler's Inc. To Coburn's. And finally, a retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota Farm wine license, RB 25858, again moving from Kessler's Inc. to Coburn's Incorporated. Is there any member of the public who is present that would like to be heard either in favor or in opposition to these potential transfers? Seeing none, we will declare the public portion of the hearing closed, and we would entertain a motion from council to approve all 3 transfers.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ward, second by Novstrup. Is there any discussion from the council? If not, all in favor of approving, and the motion is, so we're clear, the motion was to approve all 3, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We would, at this time, call for all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion does carry. We would move on then to a public hearing and possible approval of the transfer of alcohol licenses with Video Lottery and renewal of alcohol licenses for the following. The first is the transfer and renewal of the retail on-off sale malt beverage South Dakota Farm Wine License RB $2,227 with a video lottery license from Lafayette Casino, doing business as Lafayette Casino 2 to Heartland Casino LLC. The second is the transfer and renewal of retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota Farm Wine license RB 2768 with video lottery license, again from Lafayette Casino to Heartland Casino. Is there anyone from the public who would like to be heard as to these potential transfers? Seeing none, we would call the public portion of this hearing closed, and we would entertain a motion from the council to approve the transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Liebelt, second by Ward. Is there any discussion from the council? Seeing none, all in favor of approving that motion signify with aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. That motion does carry. We move now to the public hearing and possible approval of a special one-day retail on-sale liquor license for May 2nd, 2025 for the Aberdeen store doing business as the Market on the Plaza, retail wine license and retail beer license transfer to 225 3rd Avenue Southeast, the ARC Library, for the Spring Swing Concert and Dance. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address the council on this possible one-day retail license? If not, we will declare the public portion of this hearing closed and entertain a motion from council to approve the one-day license.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nostrup, seconded by Langer. Is there any discussion from the council?
Mr. Deputy Mayor, I will be abstaining from this vote.
Okay, and Jordan, would you note that abstention?
Yes.
Any discussion from council? If not, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. That motion does carry. We would move down to a possible approval of a bid in the amount of $178,529.55 by the Municipal Pipe Tool Company of Hudson, Iowa, for a sanitary sewer lining. And we would call on Public Works Director Stu Nelson to address that matter.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So this bid is to, just like the project said, to line portions of our sanitary sewer system to ensure their integrity into the future. And we received 3 bids on the project. The bid from Municipal Pipe Tool is roughly $50,000, a little over $50,000 less than the next bid. So, and underneath our engineer's estimate. Municipal Pipe Tool did the last lining project that we had in town and did good work. So we're looking forward to working with them again, and staff recommends approval of this bid.
We would entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ward, seconded by Nostrup to approve. Any comments from the council? If not, we'd entertain a motion to approve the bid. Signify with aye.
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 Anyone opposed? That motion does carry. We would turn now to the possible approval of the Public Works Utility Division 2025 bid tab for water main pipe, sewer pipe, casting bid schedules, and authorize the city manager and finance officer to sign the necessary documents after approval by the city attorney. And again, Stu?
So this bid is for all the material that we use in the utility department to either repair or replace your water and sewer and storm sewer pipes in town. We received 2 bids. Both of them were what we felt were reasonable bids, and so we're recommending approval of Core & Main's bid for this project.
And we would entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Liebelt, second by Nostrup. Is there any discussion from the council? If not, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion, pardon me?
I will comment.
Okay, motion is approved.
One comment here, we normally have 3 bids for this. We only had 2 in this particular case. There was one bid that did show up a day late this time, so it's unfortunate. We don't know what the results are. I think the bids are okay, but typically we get 3, and they must have gotten hung up in the mail or something, so. It is an unfortunate circumstance that I hope doesn't get repeated, but just so you're aware.
Mail service is not what it used to be.
Bids have to arrive by mail, huh?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Deputy Mayor, sorry.
Yes, Tiffany.
Just to ask, when we put out a bid, does it have to be sent by mail, or like, do they have to mail in their bid?
They can hand
They can
deliver.
hand deliver, okay, I just wasn't sure. Cool.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, yeah, just on that point, so is electronic delivery, is that an option? Like email?
We do not have that set up at this point. However, you can do an electronic delivery to somebody in town that would then be able to deliver for you.
Cool. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, did anybody look at the postmark of this bid? Did it,
It was dated, I think, April 18th,
and when were the bids?
22nd,
Gee.
Where was it being mailed from?
Fargo.
So it has to be here, not
It has to
postmarked.
be in the building before 2 p.m. of the date that we open the bids.
Got it. Might have been worth the drive.
Yeah. We would move then to approval of the bills and bill list of April 28, 2025.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ward, second by Nostrip to approve the bid list. Any discussion from council? Roll call, please, Jordan.
Councilmember Norvstrup,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Foberg,
I accept the service charge to Dakota Bank.
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye. Motion does carry. City Manager's report, Robin.
Just 2 items. One item, we will have a Kids Day event at the library on Wednesday evening that everybody's invited to attend. I think it's a couple-hour thing. They'll have a lot of different stuff going on, but it's primarily revolving around children. And then secondly, I did want to bring up, we've talked about this water tower and transmission line project many times, and we ended up with a little snafu today. And we have submitted the paperwork to the Corps of Engineers to have it reviewed, and we were notified today that they don't have the budget to be able to review it. And so we'll have some things that we may be bringing to you for options, but that will significantly delay things, and we'll be in discussion with the EDA to try to figure out if we can do part of the project. It's just terrible circumstances. The project's been delayed so many times by different processes, and this is just another really disappointing example of how inefficient we operate sometimes. But we're not moving ahead real quickly on this one, and we'll be really lucky if we get this thing bid out by the end of the year. So
Who knows what it'll cost?
So with that happy note, I'm done.
Anything else from the council? If not, we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion Ward, second Nostrip, third Liebelt. All in favor? Aye.
I'm good
Aye.
at thirds.
Opposed? Motion does carry. We are in adjournment.